Hi there. Earlier this year, I took a road trip to Tennessee for the National Cornbread Festival, and while there, of course, I had to stop and pick up a few souvenirs. However, I wasn't sure what to use this for because I have to admit I'm not a very heavy drinker. Then, at the festival, a sign appeared from one of the vendors displaying Tennessee Moonshine Cakes. And at that moment, I knew I had to make one of these. However, I didn't want to blatantly rip off the recipe of a good company, and when returning home, I discovered Moonshine Cake actually is not something that's very common, and not many recipes really for this type of a cake could be found online. So, considering this, I ended up cobbling a recipe together myself and giving it a try. And so even though I'm a born and bred New Englander at heart, I can only call this Southern Moonshine Cake. The result? Well, see for yourself. This means it's time to bring out a cast iron bundt pan, because this may be the best cake pan in the world. Preheating the oven to 425 degrees may seem too high for a cake, but this is intentional, as you'll see in a few minutes. While the pan is heating in the oven, we drain 2 cans of peaches and reserve the syrup for the glaze. Then we prepare some crushed pecans, and we're ready to begin mixing our ingredients. To help the cake rise, we're using both baking powder and baking soda. We whisk the dry ingredients together to incorporate air into the batter, and this is an important step. From here, we add our wet ingredients into the mixing bowl, namely sugar, 3 eggs, a cup of oil, and half a cup of moonshine. This is strong stuff, and you can certainly smell this as the batter is mixed together. We add cinnamon and cardamom, and then we zest 1 lemon. These spices will mix with the moonshine flavor and give this cake some kick. Now to mix it all together. This batter looks very thick, but once we add the peaches, it turns this paste into cake batter. Now we add the pecans and mix it all together. When the hot pan comes out of the oven, we add some Crisco to the pan and brush the hot oil over every inch of the inside. While most recipes say to grease and flour the cake pan, making this in cast iron means we can preheat the pan in the oven, and this will help give the cake a good crust and release it from the pan without sticking. Mix the extra oil into the batter. And we add the batter to the bundt pan while it's still hot. And into the oven it goes. Once it's in the oven, we immediately turn the temperature down to 350 degrees, and this will let the temperature decrease as the cake bakes. And our cake is ready. Now we let it sit and rest for 20 minutes. This cake's practically pulling away. The cake is already pulling away from the pan. Now for the moment of truth. Aha!
Did that work?
Success!
Very nice.
And now to prepare a glaze for the cake. This is simply melting some butter and mixing in brown sugar. from here, we add some of the peach syrup. And just a touch of milk to lighten it, or if you want an alcoholic cake, add a little moonshine to the glaze. Then powdered sugar to give it the right consistency, and a little extra spice. And now we let the glaze flow onto the cake. Glazing a cake is an art form in itself, and I can only hope my glaze has improved over time. I was certainly happy with how this one turned out, and folks certainly haven't complained about the taste. Once the glaze is completely cooled and hardened, we move it onto a serving platter. And now our Southern Moonshine Cake is ready to serve. You can definitely taste the moonshine in this cake, and this does give it a unique flavor with a bit of a kick. I hope you like this, and if you do give this recipe a try, please post your comments below and let us know if you like it. And thanks to Tennessee Moonshine for the inspiration. Thank you for watching. Strong stuff. And here we go again.
Everything